Now that you own a CPN, you have a few options to build on or boost your CPN credit score so that you can start getting approved for credit cards, a car loan, or an apartment. Option 1. Build your CPN like a traditional credit file. You can apply for secured cards to get you started or have a cosigner to help you obtain regular credit cards and loans. Or Option 2. Add trade lines to your CPN credit file. I offer clients 6 different trade line programs at creditredemption.com. I'll post a link for those programs below this video. But because you already purchased a CPN with us, I'm going to give you 2 of those methods that you can easily do on your own. Method 1. Rental trade lines. This is an excellent choice for a new CPN or someone looking to rent a new home or apartment while your traditional credit gets fixed. The companies below can post up to 2 years of rental history on your credit report, which will have a huge impact on your credit score. Typically, these trade lines post to 2 credit bureaus, TransUnion and Experian only. These accounts are great for building your credit score and getting you approved for smaller cards and apartment rentals. Before you get started, there are a couple of things you have to remember. The companies providing rental trade lines are not in the business of selling trade lines. They are in the business of reporting rent. Do not email them and directly ask about their trade lines, ever. You will also need to gather the following document to make this work properly. A lease agreement for your state will be required. If you don't already have one, use Google and do a quick search by typing your state plus lease agreement. Now, if you don't have a good rental history to report, you will also need a friend to help you out with this method. They will be acting as your landlord when the company calls to verify your payment history. Again, you can choose your actual landlord instead, preferable, but which way you go will depend on you and your situation. When picking an address for your lease agreement, make sure you know the actual homeowner's name. That is the name that you will need to put on the lease. That is also the name the rental reporting agency will refer to when calling your friend to verify the information by phone. Make sure your friend or landlord knows that the rental reporting agency will be calling, and make sure they have read the lease agreement so that everyone is on the same page. The call will be quick and will go something like this. Hi, this is Mike from the rental reporting agency. We are calling to verify rental information for one of your tenants. How long has so-and-so been living at so-and-so? How much rent do they pay? Have they ever been late on their rent? Once the verification process is done, you can expect to see the trade line report in your credit file between 20 to 30 days later. That will increase your score by 50 to 100 points depending on how much you reported that you pay per month and if you chose to send in more than one lease. Method 2. Authorized users. We talk about authorized users in the Credit Builder workshop, but because we offer this as a trade line option for CPN clients as well, I thought it would be good to address it a bit more in this section. Authorized users are by far the most used instruments to help improve your credit score. You don't have to worry about any paperwork and you know what day it will post. These conveniences do come at a cost, however. Authorized users are accounts that belong to someone else. The person will add you to their account. These type of accounts are also known as piggybacking and only serve as a temporary boost to your credit score. When adding this type of trade line to your CPN or credit report, just make sure that you are ready to apply for whatever you need at the same time. Links for the top 3 trade lines will be listed below this video. All you have to do is call them up and ask what is available. Make sure you only buy accounts that have at least 2 years of history. Also, get cards that have posting dates that are close to each other. This will give you time to apply for whatever you need. Remember, unless otherwise stated, these disappear 30 days after the first reporting, which, if done right, is more than enough time. Most authorized users will post to CPN numbers. Some specific cards may not. They may also ask for a copy of your Social Security card. Check with the vendors before you purchase their trade line. Know the exact date, balance, and time open the trade line will post to your credit report too. For a new CPN or clean credit file, I highly recommend that you purchase an authorized user trade line using the following formula. It all depends on what you are trying to accomplish. This is just a really good rule of thumb to follow. So, let's say you want to buy a new car or get some kind of personal loan with a low interest rate. You have a new CPN or credit file with little to no history on it. In this case, you'll want to have at least 30% of unused credit versus the amount you are applying for. For example, if the car, personal loan, or credit card you want is worth $40,000, you should purchase an authorized user account that amounts to 30% of the loan amount, or, in this case, $12,000. The total unused credit doesn't have to be on one card either. This example would qualify. Use this formula whenever you buy an authorized user account. You can always purchase more than you need, but never less than 30% of the amount you're asking for. This way, when you apply for a loan or card, banks will feel like you are getting credit because you want it, not because you need or are desperate for it. Always make sure to check that the authorized user accounts or cards do not have a credit utilization over 10%. Credit utilization means the amount of percentage of credit being used against the total amount of credit you have available, your max credit limits. In other words, a $5,000 account cannot have more than $500 spent on it to boost your score. Cards with a higher utilization may hurt your ability to gain new credit. And again, make sure you know the posting date of the card or account you are about to purchase, and don't get cards that will post far apart from each other either. This is vital because authorized users are temporary accounts that only last 1 to 2 months on your credit report. Once posted, that is all the time you have to take advantage of your boosted score when trying to buy a car, getting approved for an apartment, or applying for some type of loan or credit card. All authorized user accounts are linked to the address of the original cardholder. Whenever possible, try to purchase all of your trade lines from one person or company, and make sure that as many of these trade lines as possible are registered to the same address. A good thing to note is that if the account owner ever defaults on their account, the credit bureaus cannot post any adverse information on your credit file as a result. That means you are free from liability. Okay, back to method 1, rental reporting agencies. You can report up to 2 years on a closed lease, as in 2 years of paid rent on time, and an open lease where you have been paying for 7+ months, both of which are verified by lease. You'll find the links for the companies offering these services in the downloadable Boost Your CPN Credit Score overview below this video. You can also do a quick Google search for Report Rent to Credit to get an updated list of the companies providing this service. Pick any one of these companies and do your homework before getting started. Check what credit bureaus they are currently reporting to and what their reporting fees are. To report your rent, take the following action steps. Step 1, pick the rental reporting company. Step 2, gather the following documents: driver's license or alternate ID, and a lease agreement. Step 3, fill in your lease or leases carefully. If you want to have closed, paid as agreed accounts, you need to send in a backdated lease. If you want to report an open account, you need to send in a lease that is at least 7 months old. You can also do a mix by purchasing both, with up to 24 months on the backdated lease. Step 4, call your friend or landlord and let them know what you will be doing. Explain that someone will call them about verifying your rent. Make sure they know the monthly amount, the date you moved in, etc. If you need to use a friend, that is okay. Just make sure that they use the same name of the actual landlord or the owner of the property you are listing as your residence on the lease agreement for your state. Step 5, call the rental reporting company you choose. Let them know that you would like to report your rent and begin the process. They will ask you to email them your lease. After they receive your payment, they will contact your landlord or friend. They need to be the homeowner. Once verification is complete, you can expect to see your trade line report in the next 20 to 30 days. Be sure to ask the vendor for the exact posting date of each account. This is all you need to build the perfect CPN for starters. If you need to get your CPN score up, it is best to add as many forms of trade lines as possible. With that, we have finished the CPN workshop. As always, if you have any questions or you would like information on my credit repair or CPN services, please visit creditredemption.com or send a message to creditredemption@gmail.com. I'm Mike Bonner. Thank you and good luck. See you soon.